Have you ever looked in the mirror after 60 and wondered, am I fading or am I just beginning to shine in a whole new way? Because here's the truth. Aging doesn't have to mean slowing down, blending in, or becoming invisible. For some women, it's the exact opposite. They walk into a room and you can just feel it. The presence, the peace, the glow. They're not chasing youth. They're not obsessed with erasing time. They've found something deeper, a radiant kind of beauty that doesn't come from wrinkle creams or hair dye. It comes from within. If you're doing even a few of the 5 things we're about to talk about, then you're not just aging, you're glowing. And that glow, it's powerful, it's magnetic. It's a message to the world that you're not done. You're just getting started. So stay with me until the end, because these 5 things may seem simple, but together they reveal a woman who's not just surviving her 60s and beyond, she's thriving. And if you're ready to embrace that glow fully, type glow in the comments to let the world know you're proud of who you're becoming. Now let's begin with the first one, because how you start your day tells the world everything about your energy, your intention, and your glow. 1. You start your mornings with intention. A glowing woman doesn't just wake up, she rises. And the way she begins her day is never rushed, never careless. It's filled with quiet rituals, conscious moments, and powerful intention. She doesn't reach for her phone the moment her eyes open. Instead, she reaches inward, stretching, breathing, maybe even smiling before her feet touch the ground. She moves gently but deliberately. Whether it's making her bed, sipping warm lemon water, or taking a slow walk through her garden, she treats her morning as sacred. Why? Because she knows that how she begins her day is how she builds her life. And there's something beautiful about that kind of presence. When a woman doesn't let the world control her rhythm, when she doesn't let news headlines or social media decide her mood, she creates her peace before she lets the world in. And that peace, it stays with her. It glows on her skin, it moves through her voice, it radiates from the way she makes others feel. Glowing isn't about having perfect skin, it's about carrying calm. And that starts each morning. If this sounds like you or something you're working toward, just know this. The world feels your energy. You're not just waking up, you're rising into your power. Section 2. You nurture your body daily. There's something deeply magnetic about a woman who moves through her day in tune with her body's needs. After 60, this relationship with the body becomes more sacred, more intuitive, and more powerful than ever before. You've learned, perhaps through experience, sometimes through struggle, that your body isn't a machine to be pushed, punished, or silenced. It's a partner, a temple, a lifelong companion that deserves attention, kindness, and daily care. You don't have to be following the latest diet trend or running marathons to glow from within. What truly matters is consistency and intention in the way you treat yourself. Maybe it's the way you begin your mornings with a tall glass of water and lemon, rehydrating and flushing out toxins after a night's rest. Maybe it's your commitment to a 30-minute walk around the neighborhood where your breath deepens and your muscles wake up beneath the morning sun. Or maybe it's those gentle strength training sessions where you use light weights or even your own body weight to keep your bones strong, your posture proud, and your joints fluid and flexible. Daily nourishment doesn't just mean food, it's how you choose what fuels you. You gravitate toward whole, vibrant foods, colorful vegetables, lean proteins, healthy fats, plenty of water. You've likely learned, maybe the hard way, how sugar spikes leave you drained, or how skipping meals throws off your rhythm. So now, instead of reacting, you're proactive. You eat to support your energy, your hormones, your mood. And the results? They don't just show on lab tests or blood pressure charts. They show in your skin, the way it retains a softness and glow that belies your age. They show in your posture, the way you stand taller, less hunched, with an open chest and relaxed shoulders. They show in your energy, how you don't just get through the day, but move through it with vitality and presence. This daily act of nurturing isn't loud or flashy. You might not post about it or wear a badge that says, "I took care of myself today," but it shows. People notice. They might ask what you're doing differently. They might say you look rested, refreshed, more alive. What they're really seeing is the glow of self-respect in motion. Taking care of your body in your 60s and beyond isn't just about preventing disease or staying mobile. It's about honoring yourself. It's about saying, I matter. And that quiet statement, made in the way you walk, eat, hydrate, and move, it radiates from within. You glow because you've chosen to become your own priority. And that's a beautiful, powerful thing. Section 3. You laugh and socialize often. There's a kind of radiance that can't be bought, bottled, or replicated. It comes from shared laughter, deep conversations, and the joy of connection. Women who continue to laugh, engage, and surround themselves with uplifting people well into their 60s, 70s, and beyond are not just aging, they're thriving. Laughter truly is a medicine, but more than that, it's a beauty enhancer, a stress reliever, and a secret to staying emotionally vibrant. When you share a belly laugh with a dear friend, when you chuckle at a memory or find humor in life's unpredictability, you're doing something deeply healing for your nervous system. Studies show that laughter reduces cortisol, the stress hormone, and boosts endorphins, which elevate mood and even improve immune response. The result? Not only do you feel better, you look better. Your face softens, your eyes light up, your smile becomes effortless. And let's not forget the power of simply being with others. Social connection is one of the strongest predictors of longevity. People who remain socially active as they age experience lower rates of depression, cognitive decline, and even chronic illness. Why? Because community protects you. It keeps your mind engaged, your heart open, and your spirit alive. You might find this connection in a regular book club, a weekly call with an old friend, Sunday walks with neighbors, or spontaneous chats with the cashier at your local market. It doesn't have to be grand or formal. What matters is that you're interacting, listening, laughing, and letting yourself be seen and heard. There's a woman in her 70s I know who always says, I don't want to be the best dressed in the room. I want to be the one who makes everyone laugh. And you know what? That's the one everyone remembers. That's the glow people talk about long after the gathering ends. You've likely lived through enough to know that life can be heavy, but the ability to lighten it with laughter, to share it with others, and to choose joy over isolation, that's a kind of beauty that no wrinkle can ever hide. It's a softness that radiates strength. If you're someone who still seeks out company, who still laughs until your stomach hurts, who still sends silly memes to your grandchildren, you're doing more for your health and glow than you realize. Keep laughing, keep loving, keep reaching out. The joy you spread is the joy that keeps you glowing from the inside out. Section 4. You keep your curiosity alive. There's a reason some women seem timeless, not because of smooth skin or perfect posture, but because their minds are alive with wonder. They ask questions. They explore. They're not afraid to be beginners again, and in doing so, they carry a glow that no amount of makeup could ever match. If you're someone who still picks up books, listens to new music, learns about new cultures, or takes on a new hobby with childlike excitement, you're not just aging, you're expanding. And expansion at any age is magnetic. Neurologically, curiosity is one of the most powerful tools we have to stay young. When we challenge our brains with new information or unfamiliar skills, we enhance what's called neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to adapt, grow, and rewire itself. This improves memory, focus, and overall cognitive function. In simpler terms, it keeps your mind sharp and your spirit ageless. But beyond the science, there's something undeniably attractive about a woman who hasn't closed the door on discovery. She doesn't speak in absolutes. She doesn't pretend to know everything. Instead, she asks, what if? Or tell me more. She lights up when something inspires her, and that light is contagious. Think of the 68-year-old woman who decides to learn Spanish just because she's planning a trip to Mexico. Or the 72-year-old who picks up watercolors for the first time. Or the grandmother who, instead of scoffing at new technology, asks her grandkids to teach her how to edit videos. These aren't just cute stories. They're signs of mental youth, vitality, and deep inner glow. Staying curious doesn't require formal education. It requires attention. It requires a willingness to stay open, to lean into the unfamiliar, to remain engaged with the world around you. Because the woman who keeps her curiosity alive never grows stagnant. Her glow comes from the fact that she's not afraid of change. She embraces it. And that energy, it draws people in. It says, I'm still becoming. And that is beautiful beyond words. So if you're someone who still feels wonder when you look at the stars, who still wants to understand the world, who finds herself asking why and how, just like she did at 16, know this, your curiosity is your spark, and it's what makes you glow in a way that age could never dull. Section 5. You carry grace and self-respect wherever you go. There's a glow that doesn't come from skincare or fitness. It comes from how a woman carries herself. If you're over 60 and you walk into a room without shrinking yourself, if you speak with kindness but without apologizing for your presence, if you maintain your standards and protect your peace, you're radiating something powerful. That's not just glow, that's grace. This kind of self-respect is cultivated over decades. It grows in the quiet moments, the boundaries you honored when it would have been easier to people-please, the forgiveness you gave without forgetting your worth, the conversations you walked away from because your energy was no longer up for negotiation. By this age, you know who you are. You've been through enough to stop chasing external validation. You've learned that your beauty doesn't lie in being agreeable, it lies in being authentic. And people can feel that. It shows in the way you hold eye contact, the way you say no without guilt, the way you celebrate others without dimming yourself. Self-respect changes everything. It softens your tone but sharpens your decisions. It keeps you kind but never a pushover. It wraps you in dignity, something you can't buy or borrow. And when that kind of presence walks into a room, people turn to look, not because of a flashy outfit or bold lipstick, but because energy like that commands quiet respect. And grace, that's what allows you to move through the world without harshness. You've stopped comparing. You've stopped performing. You've started simply being. And that calm, grounded energy, it glows. It glows when you listen with your full attention. It glows when you uplift someone instead of competing. It glows when you smile at yourself in the mirror and think, I like her. The woman who carries grace and self-respect doesn't need approval. She already knows her value. And that self-knowing, that gentle power, is one of the most radiant things in the world. If this is you, even in small ways, don't underestimate how brightly you shine. Now that we've reflected on these 5 powerful habits, I want you to take a breath and ask yourself, do I see myself in any of these? Maybe you're already starting your mornings with intention, or perhaps you've just recently begun nurturing your body with more care. Maybe you're that woman whose laugh lights up every room, or the one who never stops asking questions and exploring new things. Or maybe you're still working on it, and that's okay. Even if you only resonate with one of these signs today, it means the glow is there. Maybe quiet for now, maybe flickering gently, but it's alive. And here's the beautiful truth. You can grow it. One walk, one joyful conversation, one moment of grace at a time. This isn't about being perfect. It's about being intentional. It's about aging with presence, purpose, and power. It's about knowing that the light you carry doesn't dim with time. It deepens. You're not just aging, you're evolving, you're glowing. Now tell me, which of these 5 do you see in yourself the most? Or which one are you most excited to cultivate? Let's celebrate this chapter together. Drop your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear your story. If you found this video uplifting, please give it a like, share it with another glowing woman in your life, and don't forget to subscribe for more inspiration on aging beautifully, powerfully, and with joy. You've earned your glow. Now let the world see it.